Welcome to Unit 2, Lesson 1, Part 1. Solve equations in one or more steps. And I underlined the 1 here because we're mainly going to focus this lesson on one-step equations, since this is our first intro into solving equations. So, the first question I pose to you and your group is, what is the difference between an expression and an equation? So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and discuss this in your group. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay. Well, the big difference between an expression and an equation is an equation has an equal sign. An equation has an equal sign, and it's on both sides of the equal sign is an expression. So an equation is like something that an expression can become if you add in another expression. It's a bigger form of it. And all of our equations I want you to think about are like a scale. When I say a scale, I mean like if you were to weigh, you've probably seen a scale like if you were to weigh gold. You always want your scale to be in balance. So if I add one dot to this side, I have to add one red dot to that side. And in the middle of this is the equal sign. So on both sides of the equal sign, if we add or subtract something, we have to do it to the same side, because the other side, because we have to keep our scale in balance. So it's all about balance. So first we're going to talk about solving equations by addition and subtraction. On the left I have an equation that we're going to solve by addition. So what I'm going to do with both of these, with this, is I'm going to solve it. I'm going to let you discuss what happens in your group, and then I'll explain what happened. So go ahead and just watch as I solve this. Okay, so now go ahead and pause the video and discuss in your group what you saw and what you think happened here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to erase all this, and I'm going to rewrite it again, so don't worry. And I'm going to start from the very beginning. We have x minus 3 equals 1. Whenever you solve an equation, you're solving for the variable. You want to get that variable alone. So we know the variable's over here. What we want to do is move it. So we want to get rid of that minus 3. Well, to make something disappear, essentially, we need to make it 0. So we have to think, what can I add to 3, to a minus 3, to get to 0? Well, if I add 3 to minus 3, that gives me 0. But I can't just do that to one side of our equation. Because of that scale, we have to do it to the other side. Then this is just a rewriting part. Equals 1 plus 3. And now I simplify. I do my negative 3 plus 3, and that gives me 0. So x plus 0 is x. Then I do 1 plus 3, and that gives me 4. And that's how we solve an equation using addition. On the right side here, we have x plus 2 equals 5. This is going to require subtraction. So I want you to go ahead and watch me as I solve this using subtraction. And then I want you to discuss in your group what happened. Okay, go ahead and pause the video now. Discuss. Alright, I'm going to erase everything again. And I'm sure you were able to conclude that there's a similar idea here. And there always is a similar idea. I need to get that plus 2 to 0. I need to get it back to that identity. So, how do I make plus 2? What can I add or subtract from plus 2 to get it to 0? Well, I have to subtract 2. And I have to subtract 2 from both sides. So we know that x plus 2 minus 2 equals 5 minus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, so x plus 0 is x. 5 minus 2 is 3. So there is solving by addition and subtraction. Now, this slide right here is examples using solving by addition, so I want you to go ahead and pause the video now and work through these with your group. Okay, and here are the solutions to all those examples. You'll notice I skipped that middle step because we really don't need to do that, because we know that anytime we work through we're going to get 0. And you also notice that I switched up where the numbers are, and that actually does not matter. We know that from Unit 1 and all those properties we learned. So go ahead and pause the video again, check with your group to see that you got everything correct. Okay, now here are some examples where you're going to solve by subtraction, and you're going to do the same thing. Pause the video now and work through them. And here are the solutions, so go ahead, pause the video again, and check your answers with the ones you got. Now we're going to talk about solving by multiplication or division. On the left it's solving by multiplication, on the right it's solving by division. So we're going to start on the left, and I'm just going to work through this, and then I want you to pause the video when I indicate and discuss with your group what happened. Okay, so I want you to pause it now and discuss what I did. Okay, I'm going to erase everything. Nothing left to, oops, I'm erasing stuff on the other side. Okay, so we have y divided by 3. Well, I have to think, what's the opposite of dividing by 3? Because that's what we're doing. We're doing the opposite of the operation to move it to the other side. Well, the opposite of dividing by 3 is multiplying by 3. And I have to do that to both sides to keep balance. I know that right here, this is going to cause the 3's to reduce, so there's no more 3's. And then we get y equals 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, over here on the right, we're going to be solving by division, so I'm going to work through it again, and then afterwards I want you to discuss with your group what you saw happening. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and discuss with your group now. Okay, I'm going to erase everything again. Alright, so this is 4x, which means 4 times x. So times x, I have to move. I'm sorry, not times x, times 4. That 4 I need to get rid of. Well, the opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. And I divide by 4 on both sides. So 4 divided by 4, right here, they're going to reduce, cancel out, leaving just x. And then 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now I solve for my variable, and I'm all done. So the next 2 slides are going to have examples, so I want you to pause the video, work through these examples with your group, and then play the video again. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, here are the answers to those 4 examples, so go ahead, pause the video again, and discuss with your group if you got them right or what happened. Okay, last set of examples for this lesson. Solving by division. So I want you to go ahead and do these 4 examples by pausing the video now. So go ahead and pause the video again, because here are the answers, and discuss if you got the answers right or not with your group. And after that, this video is done.